What is going on, Supra channel? Welcome back, guys. This is part 3 of the 1200 horsepower Supra build. Guys, check this out. Check out all these nice parts for the Supra that are going in here. I dropped off some of the parts that we have taken off to Nick, and I picked up a bunch of goodies that he already had lined up for the car. Let's start out here really quick. These are Fortune auto suspension, front and rear. Factory boots for the rack, which he mentioned that one of them was off. I honestly didn't notice, but maybe one of them is leaking. But you know, either way, we're gonna take them off, clean it up, make sure it looks all nice and new. We got those boots, guys. Check out these brake calipers, man. This is from Tristan Garage. I'm gonna link down his Instagram, guys. This is gonna be the 4th set from this guy that I install. And these things, every time I see a new set, I've seen them all colors. I've seen them yellow, I've seen them red with the white, red with the black, red with the gray. They look amazing. You know, I honestly don't even know what to say. For the price of a BBK kit, these things are amazing. I haven't posted much about my car, but I actually got a front set for my car as well. So when I put my car back together, you'll be seeing that on there. So just a little FYI. Anyway, I love how this came out, man. These things are just, they're perfect. Look at the size. Again, massive rotor for the front, guys. I'm not sure. I think 18 and not all 18s will fit or clear the brakes. So just FYI, these are the rears, just almost as big here. If you put them side by side, guys, I don't want to drop them, but just so you can have an idea of how big these things are. Look at that. So how much braking power do you need? I don't know, you tell me. All right, so just throwing it out there, man. If you guys interested in a kid like this, hit him up, man. He's a super cool guy, always answers back. At least with me, I have never had a bad experience with him. The times that I had a question about the kid, hey, how does this go, why not? Very useful guy, man. He's always on point. So I always stand by people that do right, and he's definitely one of them. So guys, check him out. Suspension, guys, check this out. We're doing, I believe this is a front lower. Should be the lower, I think. Yeah, front lower. This is the upper front, and these are the rears, and I believe these are the toe arms. This is new to me because I never really messed with suspension stuff. So this is gonna be a learning experience. I believe Pure Function has a video on this, so I'm definitely going to be checking that out. Thank you for tuning in on the video, guys. For anybody that has subscribed new and is following up with the build, man, thank you guys, appreciate it. And again, just grateful, man. That's all I can say. Thank you, guys. So we're going to get started here. Guys, honestly, for anybody wondering, sometimes I look at this and I don't even know where to start. So, you know, obviously I know I need to take this off. ABS needs to come out together. Fender needs to come off. So sometimes I'm at that point that I just don't even have a game plan. I just start taking it apart. We are human, or at least I am human. I don't know about you guys. This is one of my best friends. Ziploc bags. Put it in there and label it outside. Certain things. Things that I don't remember, like diff bolts. Everything else is pretty much either a 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, you know, so I could figure that out. I can figure that stuff out. But specialty stuff, I will zip it up, bag it, label it, whatever it is, and put it, or I try to put it on the part that it is and leave it screwed on there, so when it's time to put it back together, you know exactly where it is. One of the things that, you know, will get confusing will be like all these little rubber things for engine bay. So obviously all of these need to come off. So you have a bunch of these. Obviously that's going to go in a Ziploc bag and just, you know, miscellaneous engine bay, you know, grommets or covers, whatever you want to call it. But all that stuff needs to come off. Every single thing. Working on taking off the ABS now and try to preserve it as best as I could here. Wrote myself a little note here just in case. Either way, these things are like idiot proof. They only go in one way. This one goes here, this one goes here. But just in case, we have front left, front right, and then everything else is just gonna come apart together. So that should be pretty straightforward. Just wanted to take a little break from the time lapse, and you guys can see what's going on so far. Alright, so if you guys picked up on the time lapse, ABS is completely out. Again, now it's a lot more simple to see. This one line is for this side tire in the front, and this line that goes over, the one on the back, is for the driver's side. And obviously the rear is just on there, but that's all attached to the actual ABS pump. Here it is. I took it off. It was a one piece, so we'll just clean this outside as best as we could, and we're just gonna reinstall it the same way it was, so we have no issues with ABS in this car. I'm gonna go ahead now and remove this back insulator, which is obviously, it's virgin paint, but you could tell Toyota doesn't use clear on the engine bay from factory, so it looks like crap. So when we get it painted, it obviously it's just gonna, what's it called? It's not gonna look good. So I don't think the insulator does much. Again, these cars are not driven like regular everyday cars that like maybe Toyota intended them to. It's just gonna be a weekend car, and every car that I have done, I take the insulator off, so it's gonna be an issue. Plus, it's all dirty and ugly, and I don't think Nick wants an ugly, black, spongy, 20-something-year-old insulator to be there with his fresh build. Obviously, it sits behind the brake booster. We're gonna take that off for paint, but as of now, I'm just gonna rip it off. I'm not gonna leave it backwards. Look at that, look at the toe. Remember, when we get over here, we'll take out this piece. This needs to come off. Master, brake booster master, master cylinder for the clutch, and yeah, throttle cable needs to come off. Let's go ahead and remove the fender here. This should be completely loose. We got a couple years worth of debris probably. Oh, and look, I was looking for this with Nick, a rubber piece that goes there in between the corner here and the glass. If you guys don't have that, that goes there. There's a part number, I have it somewhere, I have to look it up. But you can tell it's been there for years. Look at that, look how dirty that thing is. It's nice, man. Original stuff, VIN number here. It's probably the first time this fender's ever been removed in this car's life, so you can definitely tell. And funny enough, Toyota didn't even paint it here. It's just, you can tell they cut off the line here, and this is straight off the factory. It's not painted. So, just in case anybody's wondering. Guys, this is too funny. I have to share this because if you're like an old school Supra guy, you'll understand where this is coming from. You know, and being in the year 2025. I was in here looking for the lug nuts for the, for the key for the lug nuts of the wheels, and I hadn't opened the glove box inside this car. And check this out, man. This just takes it back way back in the day, man. Check this out. When was the last time you saw these? I remember my ex-brother-in-law's car, man. You know, being tuned on this stuff. This is super old school, man. Your VPC, check this out. This is years of old technology, man. This is crazy. But yeah, you could tell this was definitely an OG car with a little bit of goodies in it, you know. That was probably the best thing you could get for its time. Not bashing on anything or anybody. Here's the target top wrench. And I guess the cup holder he has here. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, man. This took me back to the, you know, before me having a Supra myself, but this used to be the old school way of tuning these cars, man. Crazy. All right, guys, so didn't record this part on film, but I was in there. I unplugged the body harness from inside the driver's side kicker panel, so I could take it off from over here, obviously. And then I took out the wheel liner, which I didn't get on video, but I'll show you guys now what it looks like. Just trying to take out this right here, okay. And obviously you have 3 plugs, I believe, that are inside. 1, 2, 3. This all comes from obviously in there, goes around. You can see the calipers on this thing, how long this thing's been sitting. Nick wasn't lying when he said this thing sat for years. These rotors, they look like they just been sitting there for a while, you know. So thank God we're gonna do away with all this stuff. Like I said, I took the liner out. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down. I believe they're just clips that snap on. If I can find where to put it. Oh. Here it is. All trusty here. Seat. And then this is what we're working on over here. It's just attached. Like so. You see, they just attach up there. And they go down. And then we have wheel speed sensor, which comes unplugged over here. Let's see. Comes unplugged over here. Out. Another clip over here. It's out. This factory plastic over here. And move this down over here on the inside. Just like to the tripod. This down, so I should be able to carry over all this harness. Should fit through this hole. All this harness should fit through this hole, and then obviously, you know, it's just carries over on and on and on. And you're gonna have everything back to the fuse box, and then we'll do the same thing from the driver's side kick panel, when the fender's off, obviously, back to the fuse box, and that's the whole body harness all comes up. I didn't record this on film, but I went ahead and actually took the driver's side wheel off, took the fender off, and probably this is as far as I'm going to get tonight. I'm just going to remove this bumper support here. It's just 4 bolts, so that should be easy to come off. Welcome back to another day here. Rolled the car outside. I needed to get it out of the carport to get the extra space to open up the doors. I'm going to be removing the brake booster today, and the master for the clutch. Obviously, if you guys know, it's down there tucked away, and there's a OEM bracket there that is a pain in the butt to get to. So you know, guys, if you know Supras and you've done it before, you know how much, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know, obviously, the bigger you are to get in here, to bigger pain in the butt. So I'll check back in once it's out. But I'm gonna be getting rid of all this aftermarket harness stuff, all these accessories today, and we're gonna be pulling out the rest of the harness and the body harness that's gonna come out today. So today we're gonna have a pretty stripped down engine bay. All right, guys. So engine bay is completely clean. Took everything out, brake booster, clutch slave. It's all over here on the side. Took out all the old electronics. Check it out, here it is. Stock ECU, the throttle control, BPC, and boost cut controller, whatever, everything is all that old school stuff. Also, here's the body harness. I'm gonna be taking this over to Lando, so we can clean it up a bit and get rid of whatever we don't need in here. But yeah, as far as bare engine bay, here you go, guys. I think the only thing left, I gotta take this bracket off that we can use. I'm gonna be removing the antenna here. Honestly, I forgot how you even do this because it's been so long. Let's see here. Looks like it's just one screw and obviously one plug, which is already unplugged over here. So you have one screw. This, okay. Twist is off, and then I believe that cap comes off. I'm sorry, it has been a while since I've done this. There you go. Ow! Thing caught me, man. Sharp. Fighting me. Well, it's sticking out a little bit, so. Let's see here. Yeah. Freaking hurt. So, and the antenna, I forgot, just pull it out, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just pull it out like the back of the radio.
For this part, we're going to be pressure cleaning the independent Supra. Come check it out. We have, I don't know, this is some type of industrial degreaser that my old man uses for his dump truck, so I know it works good, so we're going to be using this on the Supra. Heavy grease stuff. I'm gonna do a couple hands for sure. So we'll let it soak for a little while. Close all the exposed areas when you get any water inside the cabin. But yeah, we'll let it soak with this stuff for a little while and let it do its thing. And then we're also gonna be doing the it has years of grease and dust, I don't know, whatever, leaves, nuts, a little bit of everything. most of the big stuff is already gone. This actually looks pretty silver again, how it's supposed to. I'm gonna go ahead and give it another hand of the greaser. Let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and do the transmission too, and then we'll do that. I'm thinking I wanted to jack up the car a little bit and just maybe do the bottom, the front, just so I can have everything pretty clean, and maybe the back of the back subframe, because everything looks pretty dirty back there. I want to make sure we have everything as clean as possible. We start, before it goes to body shop and before we start putting everything back together. Just focusing down here in the middle part where all the grease was, especially here on the power steering rack. All right, just finished cleaning up actually the backyard and everything else. Had to pressure clean the rest of the driveway here all the way back because the amount of grease that this thing let out was crazy. Here it is. Here's a 6-speed. I mean, it doesn't look nice and silver, but all the heavy oil stuff is gone. I gave it two hands of the greaser and with the pressure cleaner. Diff as well. You can tell it looks all rusted, but all like the heavy grease, most of it is out. Either way, when this thing gets assembled, that I have the bare shell out, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice coat of paint so it looks nice and black, and I'll go ahead and keep cleaning the cover a little, a little more. But yeah, these things are clean. They're good now. Check out the Supra. The back here, we pressure cleaned. This thing was like, it looked almost gray. You could even tell it was green back there. Yeah, we got a lot of the heavy stuff out, so I made it a little bit better for the body shop when they clean it. When they get it, they don't have to clean it as much. And here inside the wheel well, I got in there pretty good. I didn't clean the car with soap or nothing. I just kind of like pressure cleaned it a little bit. Remember, the main focus was here on the engine bay. I got all of this in here. I had all that dirt from all the years of sitting around. And here in the pillars, all the suspension area, so I can start working in there, and we don't have all that grease in there. Sorry, man, I'm still fighting this cold. What else? Okay, so subframe, you could tell most of the grease is gone, or at least I'm gonna say 95% of it. I did hit it at least 3 times, guys, with like directly on there. Every time I saw a black spot, I tried to hit it as hard as I could. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, remember, you're looking at the engine bay. From there on, we're gonna this stays the same. From there on, everything else gets painted. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It just desperately needs a paint job. It's crazy how even this car that was pretty stock, like the paint looks just like so bad, without the clear. All these Supras, man, if you don't do them and you don't paint the engine bay, you're not doing half the. I would say you're not doing the complete job, man. You definitely need to get the engine bay painted so it pops. Even like this, it just looks boring, man. You want something nice and shiny to pop out once it's done. So yeah, guys, got a lot of it cleaned up. It's looking a lot better already. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video here. We got a motor here. I'm gonna be posting the stock motor for sale for Nick. Obviously, if anyone's interested, message me below. I will make a for sale post on a marketplace. Things that are not going to be sold with the engine bay, obviously the oil pan. We're going to need the oil pan for the new motor. TPS, I'm going to keep the TPS, and I believe I'm going to take out the power steering and the AC compressor. Everything else is it's for sale as is. It came out of a running car. It sat for a while, but it was a running condition. We are including the 6-speed harness, USDM, guys. The valve covers are polished. I mean, you know, they're pitting whatever, but you know, they were polished at one point. The pulleys, you can have that, it's fine. I'll even throw the power steering, the power steering pulley. That's for everybody or whoever wants it. That's up to them. All right, guys. Enough for the chit chat. Thank you guys for tuning in to I believe this is part 3 of the 1200 horsepower Supra build. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.